The United States is a nation in constant motion. News cycles spin rapidly, and debates ignite across various platforms. From politics to social issues, the landscape is ever-changing. Let's dive into some of the most pressing topics currently shaping the nation. The political arena is buzzing. The 2024 presidential election is on the horizon. Candidates are emerging, and debates are heating up. Former President Donald Trump is a significant figure. His influence remains strong within the Republican Party. He's not just a candidate, he's a phenomenon. His rallies draw massive crowds. Supporters chant his name, echoing a fervor that's hard to ignore. On the Democratic side, President Joe Biden is seeking re-election. His administration faces scrutiny. Inflation remains a hot topic. Prices for everyday goods have surged. Many Americans feel the pinch. Biden's approval ratings have fluctuated. He's working to regain public trust. His focus is on economic recovery and job creation. But will it be enough? The debates are fierce. Candidates clash over policies. Healthcare, climate change, and immigration are hot-button issues. Each side presents its vision for America. The stakes are high. Voter turnout will be crucial. The nation is divided, and every vote counts. Social issues are at the forefront of national conversations. The fight for racial equality continues. Protests and movements push for change. The Black Lives Matter movement remains influential. Activists demand justice and reform. Police brutality and systemic racism are under scrutiny. The conversation is uncomfortable but necessary. Women's rights are also a hot topic. The Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade sparked outrage. Many states have enacted strict abortion laws. Pro-choice advocates are mobilizing. They argue for bodily autonomy and reproductive rights. The debate is intense. It's a clash of values and beliefs. LGBTQ+ rights are another critical issue. The community faces challenges. Anti-LGBTQ+ legislation is on the rise in several states. Activists are fighting back. They demand equal rights and protections. Pride events are more than celebrations. They're statements of resilience. Gun control remains a contentious issue. Mass shootings have become tragically common. Each incident reignites the debate. Advocates for stricter gun laws argue for change. They call for background checks and restrictions on assault weapons. Opponents argue for the right to bear arms. They believe in personal freedom and self-defense. The conversation is polarized. Tragedies like school shootings evoke strong emotions. Families demand action. Politicians are pressured to respond. Yet meaningful legislation often stalls. The cycle of violence continues, leaving many frustrated. Climate change is an urgent concern. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent. Hurricanes, wildfires, and floods devastate communities. Scientists warn of dire consequences. The time for action is now. The Biden administration has made climate initiatives a priority. They aim to reduce carbon emissions and promote renewable energy. However, opposition exists. Some argue that regulations hurt the economy. The debate is complex. Balancing environmental protection with economic growth is challenging. Grassroots movements are gaining momentum. Young activists are leading the charge. They demand accountability from leaders. The message is clear. The planet's future is at stake. Technology is evolving rapidly. Social media platforms shape public discourse. They can amplify voices but also spread misinformation. The debate over regulation is ongoing. How much control should the government have? What about free speech? Privacy concerns are paramount. Data breaches and surveillance raise alarms. Citizens want to know how their information is used. Tech companies face scrutiny. Transparency is demanded. The balance between innovation and privacy is delicate. Healthcare remains a critical issue. The pandemic exposed vulnerabilities in the system. Access to care is uneven. Many Americans struggle with high costs. The debate over universal healthcare continues. Advocates argue for a system that covers everyone. Opponents fear government overreach. Mental health is gaining attention. The stigma is slowly fading. More people are seeking help. However, resources are limited. Access to mental health services is crucial. The conversation is evolving, but challenges remain. Education is a hot topic. The pandemic disrupted learning. Schools face closures and remote learning challenges. The debate over curriculum is intense. Issues like critical race theory spark controversy. Parents and educators clash over what should be taught. Funding for education is also a concern. Many schools lack resources. Teachers are underpaid and overworked. Advocates push for increased investment in education. They argue that a strong education system is vital for the nation's future. Immigration policy is a contentious issue. The southern border remains a focal point. The influx of migrants raises questions. How should the U.S. respond? The debate is heated. Some advocate for compassion and support. Others call for stricter enforcement. The DACA program is under threat. Dreamers face uncertainty. They've built lives in the U.S. but lack permanent status. The fight for their rights continues. Immigration reform is needed, but consensus is elusive. The economy is a central concern. Inflation affects everyone. Gas prices soar and grocery bills rise. The Federal Reserve is under pressure. Interest rates are adjusted to combat inflation. The impact on consumers is significant. Job creation is a priority. The labor market is shifting. Many industries face worker shortages. Employers are struggling to fill positions. The conversation around wages is evolving. Workers demand fair compensation. The United States is a nation of debates and discussions. Each issue is interconnected. Politics, social justice, and economic challenges shape the landscape. Citizens are engaged, voicing their opinions. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear. The conversations will continue. The stakes are high, and the nation is watching. Change is possible, but it requires action and commitment from all sides. The road ahead may be rocky, but the pursuit of a better future is worth the effort.